This content is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a health condition.
Hey guys, Dr. Sims here. You know, it is a crazy time right now with this coronavirus, or COVID-19 if you will. I don't know what it's like where you live, but here where I live, schools are closed down, possibly indefinitely. A lot of bars and restaurants are closed, or the restaurants are takeout only or drive-through only. Businesses are shut down, and public gatherings are restricted. Every time you turn around, we're being told something different. We're relying on government officials and medical experts to tell us what to do, and their recommendations keep changing. The only thing they can agree on is to wash your hands. Great. Everyone is trying to figure out what to do, and no two places are treating it to the same in our country, let alone the rest of the world. There's just a lot of confusion, and that confusion creates fear, which is understandable. Then you throw in all the misinformation, or people that are just trying to sell you something, trying to make a profit off of the situation. It's just not right, and you know what? It's actually not necessary. All of this is happening because the ones that are supposed to be telling you what to do, they don't really understand what's going on. Well, I'm here to shed a little bit of light on the situation, empower you with information. I will tell you exactly what's going on from my perspective and how you should handle the situation. In order to explain this, I have to give you a little bit of backstory. You know, throughout the evolution of our species, we have been exposed to lots of different viruses. And we have survived because our body has learned how to adapt. This COVID-19 is just another virus. And if we handle this situation correctly, our bodies will adapt to this also. Did you know that there's over 200 viruses that can cause the common cold? Now, typically they fall into one of two categories. They're either a rhinovirus or a coronavirus. Yeah, that's right, a coronavirus. So us being exposed to coronavirus is nothing new. The only thing that is new is this strain. So when we're exposed to these different viruses that can cause the common cold, we might get some symptoms like a runny nose or a cough or maybe even a fever. They last for a short period of time and then they go away and we move on with our lives. Then we have something like the flu. Now, the flu is caused by another virus. It's called the influenza virus. In this day and age, we've been exposed to the influenza virus so much that most people just typically experience symptoms similar to a common cold. There's only a small percentage of the population that it develops into something more severe, and then an even smaller percentage of that population where it could be life-threatening. But it's not even the flu that's the issue. It's if they develop pneumonia where the major problems come from. Every time a new virus is introduced into our species, it's a learning opportunity for our bodies. If we let our amazing bodies do their job, it rarely turns into something serious. And this new strain of the coronavirus is no different. There's so much fear and uncertainty around this new virus, but really, it's just the next step in our evolution. If we have been doing all the things that we know that we can to strengthen our body and our immune system, we will build immunity to this also. So after this pandemic is over, will the virus just go away? My guess is no. It's just going to be another virus in our environment that we're exposed to. And after enough time, this strain of the coronavirus will just be added to the long list of viruses that can cause the common cold. Now, this leads to some questions that I keep getting in my office. First, my patients want to know how they can limit their exposure to this COVID-19 virus. You may not want to hear the answer to this, but it's not really a question of if you will become exposed to it. The real question is when. It's only a matter of time. Everyone will be exposed to this virus. This virus travels through the air. Now, while it can't travel long distances, it is airborne. And trying to control this virus is like trying to control the wind. It's just not realistic. But don't worry, it's not going to affect everyone in the same way. There is a percentage of the world's population that this does pose a serious risk to, such as people with weakened immune system, people with breathing difficulty, or the elderly. And no, the elderly is not an age, it's not a number. Elderly is a physical thing. How old is your physical body? And that can be different for everybody. These are the people that can be most significantly impacted by the virus. And in my opinion, these are the people that need to be protected and isolated from this new virus, not the whole population. Now, I am not saying to go out and break whatever mandate has been imposed in your community. What I am saying is that we need to protect those that are the most vulnerable. And everyone else, don't sit at home in fear. Use this time to connect with your family. If you need to go out for something, do it. But just know, everything is going to be okay. Next, there have been a lot of comparisons between COVID-19 and the Spanish flu outbreak of 1918. That was a pandemic in its time, and unfortunately, millions of people did lose their lives. Today, 100 years later, our technology is so much more advanced. We have better sanitation, better waste disposal, and so much more information about how viruses and about how our bodies work. Today, a small percentage of the population overall are affected by the flu virus. And the ones that are typically get over the symptoms pretty quickly. And that's not because some vaccine is protecting us. It's because our bodies have adapted. The COVID-19 virus is just the next virus our species is being introduced to, and we will adapt to that as well. My patients have also been asking, should we get tested? My answer is not unless you're in one of the at-risk categories that I mentioned earlier and showing symptoms. This small group of the population are the only ones whose lives are in danger because of this virus. I know you've heard a lot of younger people are being affected by this virus as well. But I promise you, if you're healthy with a strong immune system, you have nothing to worry about. Everyone is very emotional about testing right now. A test result will not change how you should handle this, unless you're taking care of someone who's at risk. So what should you do if you start showing symptoms? This question is the most important, and I need you to pay close attention. Despite what you have been told your entire lives, the symptoms are not the problem. The virus is. The symptoms is the body's defense mechanism to fight the infection. Think about it. You get a runny nose, or you get a cough or a sneeze. This is the body's way of getting the virus out. A fever is great, and it's the body intentionally turning up the temperature to kill the virus. You can get a fever that's 102, 103, or even 104 in kids, and everything will be fine. Look, everyone needs to do what they feel is right. But I will tell you this, every time you take a medication to suppress the symptoms of the body fighting a virus because you're uncomfortable, you're making it harder and harder for your immune system to do its job. And the weaker your immune system becomes. You need to learn to trust your body. It knows what it's doing, and it can handle this for the large majority of the population. I know there's a lot of confusion and uncertainty out there right now. You're worried about yourselves, you're worried about your loved ones, you're worried about people that you care about. You want to make sure everybody's going to be all right. We don't want to see any loss of life anywhere. Our bodies have everything under control, and they can take care of this. This is why, especially during this time, we need to work with our bodies, allow them to do their jobs, and have faith that everything is going to be great. Stay tuned to this channel for more information about how you can harness the amazing power within this body and achieve your maximum health. If you found any value from this information, please hit the like button and share it with someone. Everyone needs to hear this. Drop a comment if you have a question or if there's something that you would like to hear about in future videos. Thanks and have a great day.